Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Hello, the podcast with episode 65 with me, Jenz and Raammo.
Hi. You can tell it's been a minute since we've done one of these, right?
Yeah.
You can tell it's been a good bit. It's so hard at the moment with tech issues and work and uni all like kicking into gear all at different times and just like exactly like it just, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. But we have a big week planned, Jens, because we're doing the podcast today. We're going to edit that, get that all scheduled and uploaded, and then potentially tomorrow, we're going to try and get in some gameplay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can kick this YouTube channel into a bit more of a gear going forward the next couple of weeks and things like that. So make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to take the opportunity to pin that right now. Make sure you're subscribed and whatnot, just for any content that could be coming out soon. But Jens, how you been? What have you been up to?
Good.
For the past, like, what, 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
Yeah,
3
how
weeks?
long has it been?
2 weeks, I think.
I don't know. What happened? I've just been playing games. It's just streaming. Try not to get sick.
Yeah.
Had tonsil stones. And then played Stray. Stray was probably like my highlight of this week.
I still haven't finished it yet.
Oh, you started it though?
I've been meaning. I've started it.
Okay, good.
We're about like what, maybe 30, 40 minutes in. Not too long, but it is a short game. I have heard that it's a short game. So like, you know, at that stage, you think of it like we're almost a quarter through. You know, like
yeah.
But yeah, just trying to find the time to sit down and actually play it in the midst of Fortnite still taking up a lot of our time. You know. And you know what? And you know what has also been taken up a lot more of our time?
Oh, Clone.
The meta, gents. No, the meta. Clone Hero is old now. Guitar Hero done. I'm all part of the meta right now.
The meta? Oh.
Because I got my headset. I got my VR headset. I committed.
Right.
I bought it. I'm in the meta.
Thanks to Prime deals.
Thanks Amazon. Thanks corporation. But no, it's been a lot of fun. I've been putting hours into the meta, honestly. We've had a bunch of fun playing VR golf. We've had a bunch of fun playing VR fishing. Has been like my go-to of usually an evening after dinner, like just to chill.
Yeah,
like cast some fish out, you know, have a little go on that. Because you can play the radio in it. It's like it's like truck sim where you can like play the radio in the cab as you're driving. So like you can just like sit this little radio down next to you basically and have like actual music coming through your headsets as you're just sitting out there in this lovely lake, just, you know, throwing out some rod. It's sorry, what else are we playing? We're playing. Just started to get into VR chat. We had a blast in VR chat yesterday, which is it's an experience. I think we try and find some something to do in there. Because honestly, I thought VR chat before was just like a bunch of weird anime guys running around and like, you know, just talking about life.
It was.
Which it was. But going into it, there's actually like a bunch more that you can do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like mini games in it. There's like cinemas where you can just go in and like sit and watch things. That, it's there's so much that you can do in VR chat. It's very like everything you see online is surface level stuff. Very surface level. As soon as you go into it a bit more, then you're like, oh, okay, hang on a minute. This is where we get a little bit more. It's
screw PAX. Do a VR chat meetup.
Yeah, we're just a VR chat meetup. Everyone get in the meta.
We just go to the cinema and then we just watch something together.
That's what I was doing last night. I just went into this room or whatever, and it was this like skyscraper apartment, and there was like a couple of other people in there, and they were just all watching YouTube on the TV. Like,
oh my God.
And everyone was just hanging out. Like, it was really weird.
That is strange.
And then I went to a McDonald's after that. And I talked to some peeps in the McDonald's. And I went outside. At the McDonald's? There was like a way you can make nuggets and like you get burgers and like when you picked up a drink cup, if you held it under the like the drink dispenser, it like dispensed out a drink and you could drink. Like it was very in depth, incredible. And then I went outside to the playground, and decided to interact with some of the things in the playground, like all the spinny things. Yeah. And immediately felt sick. So I left. I sat on this little. Your age is showing. I sat on this little like spinny thing, and I didn't think it was gonna spin at first. I thought it was just going to be a rocker thing. And so I sat on it, immediately started spinning me.
No.
I got 1.5 rotations and had to get off because I was like, yeah, no way. No, I couldn't do it. Walked to the thing next to it, which was a rocker thing. And I was like, surely this is going to be a lot more tame. Like I could sit on this for a couple of minutes and I could vent it out. No, 2 rocks, I was off. Couldn't do it. Not having it. Then I went to the swing and I was like, maybe the swing's a little bit better. No. 1 swing, I was off. I couldn't do it. The only thing I could play with in the playground was the slide. I could just go down the slide. That was it. That's all I could do. Oh, and the bouncy house. They had a bouncy house and I went in that a couple of times. But yeah. So my week's been exciting, honestly. Like
you have rediscovered your childhood in
in digital form.
Yeah, in VR. I'm very happy for you.
Oh, and I got bullied in the meta too. Where I played Rec Room, and I was being the receptionist of like the rec center, and some kid probably sounded like 10 years old, maybe even younger. I don't know. There's a lot of kids in the meta, by the way, a lot. I was very surprised.
It's only kids.
But yeah, this kid come up and said your job was shit, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So I left my job. That was it.
Dude,
I was like,
so ruthless. There's the video on Twitter going around of this kid streamer who is like being so rude to this lady streamer, just like watching her stream and then talking about it, that sort of stream.
Yeah. Like restreaming her stream.
Track about her.
Wow. So not only was chatting shit on stream with this stream in the background and off, this kid went, nah, I'm gonna fire up the microphone in the recording studio. I'm gonna make it. Oh wow.
Kids now, damn. I'm scared of them. I'm fully scared of them.
Nah, no thanks. Not having it.
Nah.
Damn. That's incredible.
The internet.
On it, yeah. It's an interesting place. It's an interesting place.
You should play Half-Life Alyx. I think you did buy that.
I did. I was playing that last night when you were all playing Fortnite, because obviously there was only like 4 maps.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, okay, like I went and played some I played like maybe 15, 20 minutes and I was like, wow, this is great.
No motion sickness?
No motion sickness.
Great.
It
is probably honestly, one of the better VR games I've tried.
Yeah, it's probably the best VR experience you can have, I think, in terms of like immersion and like fidelity and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we tried VR when I was last down in Adelaide, I knew I wasn't gonna get motion sick then. I was quite surprised how quick the spinny thing at McDonald's did make me motion sick. It was almost immediate. But yeah, in everything else that I've played, no motion sickness. Really.
That's good.
So, which was like a big selling point for me, was like I knew I can stomach it. You know, like I wasn't one of those people who's like a 50-50 coin toss. Like I can stomach a fair bit. So
you're not weak like me.
No, yeah, I can handle it.
Yeah,
I can handle it. The only thing I can't handle is kids being bullies to me. So.
It's okay. If you gotta cry, you gotta cry. It's fine.
I did after.
The VR covers the tears.
I went back to my dorm room at the rec center and I just cried in bed for a bit, VR tears. And then when, I'm going to go play some paintball.
What's up, man? Yeah. What's wrong?
Probably, honestly. Probably. Yeah. Anyways, Jens, shall we jump into the news this week? Because we do have a little bit towards the tail end. There's a whole bunch of news we've got to get through. So
yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to start us off with some Lord of the Rings stuff? Lord of the Rings is making a comeback.
I mean, hopefully. So it's no news that Lord of the Rings Gollum is a thing, but
we talked about this like last year sometime, I think.
Yeah, I believe so when they announced it. But unfortunately, it's going to be delayed a little bit longer. Lord of the Rings Gollum is a stealth platformer centered around the most conflicted character, Gollum, and has been delayed for a few months. It was originally meant to come out on the 1st of September, so not that too long from here.
Yeah.
But they just had to push it back. They haven't told us when the new release date is, which is a little bit worrying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
that's interesting. Wow.
It's quite a last minute delay, I feel.
Yes, it does seem like that. I mean, not so much last minute, because we're like June. We had the whole of next month and then like September. So obviously there is something.
That's true.
There is something that's
not
causing this problem and it's not working or something like that. But yeah, as we were looking for things to talk about this week too, Jens, it's funny that comes up because apparently Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic as well, the remake that they're doing, is on indefinite hold as well.
Right.
So after recent firings of 2 key directors as well, so it seems like it's it's not just Gollum that's been impacted. There's one of these big games. There's also some Star Wars games that have been impacted, obviously from 2 different things. But still, it's sad because I'm honestly, like, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, but I was excited to see what they were going to do with this Gollum game because, like, he is, like, probably the most renowned character from, like, the Lord of the Rings series. I feel like if you ask anyone on the street, if you show them a photo of Gollum, they're like, oh yeah, I know that little dude. Like, or at least you've seen
Dobby
him
or Harry Potter.
Like, yeah, exactly. They're 2 very similar sort of characters in the sense that they're just instantly recognizable. But it's I haven't seen really anything about this game other than I know that it's coming out at some point. And I was just keen to sort of check it out and see what they've done with it. Like, I wanted to see if it was going to be something along the lines of the Shadow of Mordor games that they've done. Because I was like, that would be very interesting if it was something like that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to take it with Gollum being the main character, but
yeah,
it shall be interesting.
It shall be.
Think so.
It shall be. It's but hopefully they announce some form of announcement soon or an update. Yeah, I'm not too sure, honestly. I'm going to try and see if I can find some gameplay of it now because it looks very good. Fidelity wise and graphically. Yeah. It looks very interesting. Very interesting. That's what I'm going to describe it as. Yeah, we'll have the gameplay sitting up behind us or whatever. This is a little gameplay trailer, but it's going to be an interesting game. That's for sure. That's
probably Anyways,
anywho's, Xbox Grounded. This sort of like life-sized adventure game, but not life-sized. It's been quite popular, honestly. I've seen a fair few people playing it, and it's, even in its like pre-release stage, like its beta stage and things like that, a lot of people have been playing it and enjoying it. So much so, apparently, that it's getting its own animated TV adaptation.
Yeah.
Which is, honestly, if you asked me a couple of months back, you were like, name 5 games, sorry, that's getting a TV adaptation in the next 10 years. Grounded would not have been in my top 15.
Yeah, neither. But I
could have picked a bunch more.
Grounded came from a TV, like it was inspired by
it's probably
Honey,
heavily
I Shrank
inspired.
the Kids.
Yeah, yes, it's probably very inspired by that, and like exactly a Bug's Life or like what's the other one? The other one's very similar to Ants as well is the other one that's like very similar to a Bug's Life. It's probably heavily inspired by those.
So I guess they're just putting it back to TV form.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it'll be interesting.
It will be interesting. I'm excited to play this. I'm waiting for it to hit Game Pass a little bit later in the year because it's when it's getting like its full 1.0 release.
Oh,
like
I see.
Its official release. So we'll have to like pencil in a gameplay for it because I've always had this on my list.
Same.
But yeah, it's just like I've just never been committed enough to be like, you know what? Yeah, I want it because I think it's like $40 for a beta, like and I'm like, damn, that's a
lot.
It's a little bit, like.
Yeah, I'm curious on it because it looks like I love the concept of it. So
yes, yeah,
I think I'll also wait for it to come on Game Pass before, especially because it's I think it's up to 4 players.
It's
up
to
ask
4
players to buy a $40 game that you might play for one night. It's just quite a bit.
Yeah. Because I think the beta as well was like it's not like an indefinite sort of experience. It's like you can play up to like the 3rd boss fight or something like that. It was like an extended demo in a sense. So it's, that was also the thing that was holding me back. I was like, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently it's getting an animated TV show. No news as to when it's going to come out, what it's going to be on, if it's going to be like free-to-air TV, if it's going to be on Netflix. I'm assuming it's going to be on some form of a streaming service.
Maybe Paramount.
Yeah, probably Paramount. If Halo went there, it's possible that this also goes there too. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Speaking of potential adaptations from video games to TV.
This is exciting.
Nintendo has acquired an animation studio that will become Nintendo Pictures. Which is really cool. The CG production company is called Dynamo Pictures, and they worked on motion capture work in Death Stranding and Persona 5.
Cool.
And some post-production work on Metroid Other M.
Cool.
So they must be producing shows with them.
I mean, Nintendo probably sees now all of these like video game adaptations kind of being done correctly, you know?
Yeah.
Like they might have been testing they were putting their feet in the water when they made the Detective Pikachu not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, excuse me. They're probably putting their little tootsies in the water and just testing and feeling it out and being like, you know what, this is something people actually want. Let's get a big production company to help us on this. You know, obviously to get funding and like they have all the resources and things like that. We'll see how well it's received and whatnot. Obviously people are probably like, damn, this I loved it. I thought it was great, you know. And then obviously with the recent success of like the Sonic franchise as well, Nintendo's probably more, and with the upcoming Mario movie as well.
Mario Bros. Yeah.
The Nintendo's probably, you know what, this is maybe the next step we should sort of think about, you know, following along with. You know, we've been killing it in the video game world for the last like 20, 30 years now. Maybe we try and start to kill it in some other areas of media as well, you know? And they have a slew of popular characters that would make bank.
For sure.
Like there's been that rumored Zelda Netflix TV show for a couple of years now as well. Like, and that would be incredible.
That's right. And people
because it would be like an adventure type thing. Like there was so much they could do with it. So
and the perfect Zelda cast, I think, would be Hunter Schafer, who is in Euphoria.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But yeah.
So it's that there's the potential, you know, it is there. And it seems like Nintendo's following through.
You know? I'm very curious how this upcoming movie is going to be. Is it a movie? It is a movie, right?
Yes, the Super Mario one. It's
with Chris Pratt and all that.
What is it? Imagination. I
don't know what it's called.
It's Universal. Universal's doing it. I think it's just called Super Mario Bros. Like I think it is just like literally just called the Mario movie, like or something along those lines.
I'm very curious on what that's gonna be like.
This one I'm most nervous for.
Me too.
You know, like Detective Pikachu, I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cute. Like when all the trailers came out and things like that, I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cute. That could work as a movie. And it did. You know, it was, like I said, I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of other people enjoyed it. It was quite kiddie, I thought, but obviously they're going to try and cater to the largest audience that they're probably expected to see the film. So no surprises there. Sonic, I was a little bit more nervous for Sonic, especially after those first images came out of him looking a little bit, you know, scuffed. A little bit dodgy and scuffed. Yeah, he was a bit, how you going? But they really pulled their socks up and they nailed it. Honestly, I loved Sonic. I think honestly more than Detective Pikachu. I really enjoyed it. I'm still yet to see Sonic 2. But I've heard that that's just as good as well.
Yeah, Jim Carrey is just such a good...
He carries that movie like
He
nothing.
really does.
Oh, man.
I think without him, I don't know how well the movie would have been.
Yeah, exactly. Any other actor portraying Dr. Eggman would have been very dicey.
Yeah.
But I think as soon as a lot of people saw that he was cast as like it was like a weight that was lifted, like it was kind of like whew, you know?
Yeah.
Like
we can relax.
So yeah, exactly. And then also once they saw like the redesign for Sonic, they were like, okay, this is a lot better now. We can sort of, you know, again take another breath of fresh air. But yeah, this Super Mario one, I don't know, man.
I think Chris Pratt is the thing that's putting me off.
Yeah, I'm very
okay
intrigued.
With everything else.
Very intrigued to see what kind of voice they go for.
Yeah.
very intrigued. But yeah, we just gotta wait and see because early next year sometime, it has been delayed a little bit. I think if I'm not mistaken, like by about a month or so, not too long. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by this Super Mario movie coming out, and then hopefully it gets the recognition that it needs, and Nintendo does follow through and
with this
utilizes
acquisition.
Nintendo pictures going forward. Yeah. Because it's and it could also be so like they've also done like it says here a bunch of motion capture work with some other pretty large games already. So it could also be like a double-headed sword in the sense that yes, they can also use them for like
games,
CG movies and things like that, but also for video games. Exactly.
Yeah. Be interesting if they do use them in video games, because everything has been quite like they're all cartoons.
It's very cartoony. It's very it's
There's
not like
no,
it needs
like real human.
No. Yeah.
So would be interesting if they do go down that route.
But it'd be interesting, like obviously they have the experience with Metroid, so like a Nintendo that's a Nintendo property. So like, could this Metroid Prime 4 that they're thinking of releasing sometime soon, again within the next couple of years, who knows, be utilizing motion capture in this sense to make it a little bit more realistic? Who knows? But
good thought. Now I'm so excited for this.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I have played it, but
yes, yeah.
For those who haven't yet played Papers, Please, you can on your mobile phone because it's coming
great.
On August 5th. And yeah, I think it's the perfect mobile phone / Switch.
It's a very good game to mobilize, if that's a word. It's a solid game.
You haven't played it, have you?
I have. I've played a little bit of it. I've played through a good couple of days of it. I've never finished it yet, but I've gotten through a good couple of days of it. Yeah. It's a very good game. I highly recommend it. I've been telling Emma to play it for a good while now because I feel like she would really like it. But yeah, I saw this on Twitter and I was like, oh wow. Like, especially after it's been out for quite a while.
It has.
So it's kind of strange to like just, and like I feel like I haven't heard anyone really talking about it. Like there hasn't been like this game needs to be like anything like that. It was just kind of like I'm re-releasing my game that I made 10 years ago on iOS and Android, coming out August 5th.
It is interesting. Like, it is an old game. It's like getting Portal on your mobile or whatever. But hey, it's cool, and hopefully they make another game because I'm waiting.
I really hope this sort of, again, very similar to like all the other stuff, kickstarting some more production and things like that. Hopefully this kickstart like another one, because it's 10 out of 10 on Steam, 97% rated on Humble, 4.5 out of 5 on GOG. Like it's one of the most beloved like indie games of the last like decade. It's great. Came out 2013 actually, so almost 10 years ago.
Almost
this
10
game,
years.
yeah, almost 10 years ago, which is incredible. But yeah, I'm here for it. I wonder how much it's going to be on iOS too, because it's like what? It's like $10 I think on Steam or something like that. $10 US on Steam. So
for Android stores, they have to charge it a little bit more.
Yes, so probably you'd say maybe $15 US. Who knows?
15, yeah.
Like you think what's 10%? I mean, theoretically they take 30%. I think 30% of all
20,
sales. No, I think it's 30.
Wow.
I think it's 30. Yeah. So 30% of $10 is obviously $3. So yeah, you think $13 to $14 to $15, and you're still making the same amount as what you would if you bought it on Steam or something like that. So around that price, give or take.
Yeah, sources online says it will be a paid app. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be very surprised. I'd be even more like I was surprised when he announced it. I'd be even more surprised if he came out again a week later and was like, you know what, and I'm also doing it free. Like, be very surprised. Obviously, if there's a free demo version, sure, I'm there for that. Just to sort of get people a taste and like see what it's all about. But yeah. Anywho's Jenz. Moving on. Obviously at the moment not at the moment, but we've just had San Diego Comic-Con over the past couple of days. And obviously with San Diego Comic-Con comes like a slew of news surrounding pop culture, film, TV, media, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so obviously we're going to get into like the most exciting stuff for us, like all the Marvel announcements going forward. But alongside all the Marvel announcements, a teeny tiny little leak came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of an exciting one, but also just as scary. So allegedly, according to a leak, there is a Black Panther single-player game, an open-world game, reportedly in the works at EA.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that's the scary part. That's the kind of scary part. So coming on that, apparently EA is reportedly the latest studio to get a slice of the Marvel action with new claims. These claims come out a couple of days ago, suggesting that it's currently working on a new single-player open-world game based on the Black Panther series. No, I don't think it's going to be a tie-in for the films. I think it's going to be more like an independent type of thing, very similar to like Marvel Spider-Man and like the upcoming Wolverine game and things like that. I mean, one can assume, at least. We have no idea about this stuff. But this is according to one of our friends of the podcast. Where as I'm writing this up, I was like, man, all the leaks come from this, like, one of two guys. And yeah, Jeff Grubb, speaking on part of Giant Bomb's Game Mess morning stream, claimed the project will be single-player only title, with EA's aim being to build on the success of developer Respawn's well-received solo adventure game, Jedi Fallen Order. This also, funnily enough, comes about a week or two after EA got roasted on Twitter by saying that people that play single-player only games aren't a 10 out of 10. Which, yeah, that was a fun morning on Twitter. That was. They got absolutely blasted. Yeah. Whew.
Oh, rough.
Whoever let the interns have it on Twitter was yeah, that was not it. Not it. So, yeah, ongoing as well. While details are inevitably limited at the moment, the title is said to be in very, very early development, and Grubb claimed the basic premise is that players will need to complete various challenges in a bid to become the new Black Panther following the death of an earlier incarnation at the start of the game. So it seems like it's going to be, you know, whoever had the mantle of T'Challa before, you know, has sadly passed away, and now new, younger, up-and-coming potential Black Panthers as replacements need to, you know, battle it out over a series of challenges in a sense to, like, try and become the new Black Panther, basically.
Interesting.
Which, yeah, it is kind of interesting. It does kind of follow the very basic premise of, like, the first kind of Marvel movie, like the Marvel one, whereas, like, you know, he wasn't immediately handed the Black Panther mantle, like, he kind of had to earn it a little bit, you know.
That guy.
Yeah, so it's like it was kind of very loosely following it, but it's also probably like been in a bunch of the comics before where something very similar has happened. So it's not like it's a brand new sort of story
idea.
Yeah, but very interesting that out of all the studios they could have gone to, they've gone with EA, especially after, like, the fine folks over at Insomniac have been absolutely crushing it with those aforementioned, like, Spider-Man and Wolverine games that are upcoming.
That's true.
So it's kind of interesting. And it's also, like, it seems like, I mean, at this sort of early point, it seems like that Insomniac are making, like, their own kind of Marvel universe where we can assume that the Wolverine is going to probably spin off into, like, some form of an X-Men game potentially, and or intertwine with some of the Spider-Man storylines and whatnot as well. So it's kind of interesting that they've gone ahead and, you know, at this stage theoretically contracted EA to work on something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also, we don't know the studio that's making it. Like, EA will obviously be publishing it.
Yeah,
but, like, is it Respawn Entertainment that's making it? Is it a new studio that they have yet to be announced? Is it,
probably the people who did Jedi.
Who knows?
Which I think are Respawn.
Respawn did Jedi Fallen Order, but they're also working on, like, the already upcoming, like, next series in the Jedi Fallen Order game. So, like, busy enough as it is, like, who knows, you know, like,
That is an interesting point of why didn't they go with Insomniac when they've already done a Marvel
yeah. And like I said, killed it, you know? Like
both of them were great.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. Who knows? Obviously, take this all with a grain of salt because it is still very, very early days.
Yeah.
It is just like what I said. It is a rumor. There is no hard evidence at this stage. EA obviously hasn't come out and said anything. None of like the producers or anything like that of a series have come out and said like, yeah, we're working on anything like that. So there's no hard evidence as of yet. But it is, you know, there are some links that do sort of make it seem like it is happening. So it's kind of interesting. But then ongoing, gents, to wrap up the episode for this week, as I said before, we're going to go over all the Marvel announcements from the San Diego Comic-Con as well, from all of Hall H, where all the big announcements obviously do happen. And man, Kevin Feige, he came out swinging, I tell you. He came out swinging. A lot of people were like, they were expecting it to be a kind of a quiet one for Marvel. They were expecting a lot of the announcements to be made instead at like their D23, which would make a lot of sense, you know? You would think, you know what, we have our own giant convention yearly where we do announce a lot of stuff. Let's save a lot of the announcements for then and just give a little bit of a teaser for now. No, they said, fuck it. We're going to announce a lot now and then probably a lot more at D23 later in the year. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to get your thoughts as we go along, Jenz, as well. Starting us off with the tail end of Phase 4. So we are still in Phase 4 currently. And then we already knew of these two that were coming out. And there's also a couple more that we knew that are coming out. But like they kind of fit into some more of a timeline now. She-Hulk coming out like right at the start of next month, basically. It is just around the corner now.
Yeah.
We're getting that. Obviously, I think it's going to be a good couple of episodes long. So I'm kind of excited for this too. I'm very excited to see where they go with this.
I'm so
it's going to be an interesting character,
personally, but
yeah,
I just find it a weird thing.
It is a weird premise. It is a strange premise. But I feel like that's what like a lot of these Disney Plus shows lean themselves more towards, is like fleshing out a lot more of like the experimental sort of characters and things like that, rather than not so much wasting, but like they're not so much putting them towards like their own 2-hour long feature film. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's less risk to test the waters through a show than have them in a movie, I guess.
And this I'm expecting as well. This is just preemptive sort of guesses, but I'm assuming She-Hulk is also going to somehow interconnect with the Jessica Jones TV show from the heyday of the Netflix Marvel shows. So obviously like Daredevil is now canon once again in the MCU. Jessica Jones is kind of also part of the Defenders, but she's like an investigative journalist, kind of like sleuthy.
She sounds really familiar.
You might know her when you see her. But I'm expecting her to probably pop up at some point in the She-Hulk series. Also, Daredevil himself, I'm assuming Matt Murdock as well, because he as well is a lawyer. So I'm assuming, obviously just She-Hulk is a lawyer too. I'm assuming there might be some form of crossover. I'm not sure, but they're my preemptive thoughts on it.
Yeah, right.
And then wrapping up Phase 4 later towards the end of the year in November sometime, we're getting Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever, which we did get a apparently incredible trailer dropped just about 2 or 3 days ago. And yeah, me and Jenz haven't seen it yet. I've been taking all my strength not to watch it because I kind of don't want to, so I'm not spoiled. But all of the news that I've seen surrounding it have been like, it's probably like the best trailer of the year.
I think it's the most watched. Yeah. Like it was crazy numbers on the video.
Yeah. So I think after this, I'm just gonna go watch it honestly, because I think I just gotta do it. Like. But yeah, and then that will be the end of Phase 4. So after Black Panther, Phase 4 is over. And then starting off 2023, we have the start of Phase 5. And we have a bunch in Phase 5. There's a lot here and probably more to come, honestly. Like, I'm assuming they might try and sneak in 1 or 2 more things. Who knows? It's all up in the air at this stage. But starting us off with Phase 5, Ant-Man Quantumania. We knew this was coming out. Release date, February 17th, 2023. Allegedly, Hall H as well did get some form of a teaser trailer or a snippet from this, which we haven't seen yet. So expect that to probably come out sometime soon as well. I'm not too sure when D23 is. I'll try and find out. September. I'd be very surprised if they wait until September. Oh, I mean, it's possible. It's about a month or so away. It's possible they could wait until D23 to actually announce that, like, release that trailer fully. But yeah, I have seen a couple of clips. Some people were very sneaky, managed to get a couple of clips of the Ant-Man sort of Quantumania trailer or teaser, I guess. Going on after that, we get Secret Invasion, which is a Disney Plus show, which is coming out sometime spring 2023. Allegedly as well, Hall H did get a little bit of a teaser into this. There were no sort of clips, but a bunch of people did give like a kind of a step-by-step rendition of what they saw in it.
Right.
Which was very exciting. I'm not going to go over it too much just in case people don't want spoilers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or want to see the actual trailer. But there is the news out there if you do want to try and track it down. After that, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is a feature film coming up May 5th, 2023. Obviously, your favorite Guardians of the Galaxy characters all coming back to reprise their roles and whatnot, going on another space adventure. Again, apparently they did get a little teaser trailer for this too. Jenz was telling me about this just before we started recording. And I think I did see a little bit of the leaks and things too. So there's all these sort of to come at some point in the near future, probably D23. After that, we're getting Echo, which will be the Disney Plus show following on from the character we just saw in Hawkeye Season 1. That'll be coming out right at the end, summer 2023. Or right in the middle, of 2023. We're getting that. Just after that as well, still in summer of 2023, Loki Season 2 hitting Disney Plus as well. So we're getting back-to-back Disney Plus shows right in the summer there. That's going to be a good time. After that, I'm not stopping yet. We're only halfway through, Jenz. We're getting the Marvels, which is the movie coming out July 28th, 2023. Probably going to follow on Ms. Marvel and, Captain Marvel, all those other ones as well. Probably going to have, what's her name? Zodi Gomez played America Chavez. Probably going to have her in there too, I'm assuming. So could assume that's going to be a big one as well. After that, very exciting. We're getting the Blade movie with Mahershala Ali becoming Blade himself, the vampire hunter. Very excited for this. November 3rd, 2023. Yeah, this is not Morbin time. This is Bladen time.
Blade's going to kill Morbin.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
But Blade himself is a vampire too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's a cool character. I would recommend doing a little bit of research into Blade. He's a very cool character. I'm very excited for this movie, and Mahershala Ali is an incredible actor. Cool. So very excited to see what he does with that. After that, we're getting Ironheart, the Disney Plus TV show coming in fall of 2023, which will probably be following Riri Williams as she becomes the Ironheart, which is like a younger sort of female Iron Man, I guess, becomes the new Iron Man in a sense. Quite excited for that because we're going to get some more tech and things like that. After Ironheart, we're getting Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which will be the Disney Plus show as well, coming in winter, right at the end of 2023, sometime 2024, depending on, how production's going and things like that. Very excited for that because that's going to be weird and wacky and have a lot of cool stuff in it, I'm assuming. Can't wait for that. And then very exciting, Jen. Very exciting. We got confirmation that Daredevil Born Again, a Disney Plus TV show, having 18 episodes. Jenz, 18 of them will be coming out in spring of 2024. That's a lot of episodes. And now, if they're going to be anything like the Netflix ones as well, the Netflix ones were like 45 minutes to an hour long each. That's a lot of content. That's a lot of content. And both Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio confirm reprising their roles as Matt Murdock / Daredevil and the Kingpin respectively. So very exciting. Very exciting.
I'm excited for the fight scenes. I hope they keep that up.
Oh, Man, have you watched any of the Daredevil yet, or have you still
I've
sort of only
watched
seen
one.
a little bit of it? Okay, you gotta just at least try and watch like YouTube
Yeah. I've seen the fight
snippets of
scenes.
of like all the fight, because they're just incredible.
They are.
Oh,
Like
they
one
absolutely
take fight scenes.
smash them.
All
Yeah,
great.
they're so good, so raw. Like the choreography in them is incredible. It's just highly recommend it. So very excited that we got confirmation. We knew obviously that it was going to happen at some point, but we now like have the series name and like know when it's going to fall, all that sort of stuff. So it's 2024 spring Daredevil's coming out. After that, we're getting a new Captain America movie called Captain America: New World Order, which is coming up May 3rd, 2024. Kind of excited for this too. We get to see a little bit more of the Falcon, I'm assuming, and probably Bucky Barnes and whatnot as well. So it's that'll be very exciting. And then after that, we're getting the Thunderbolts movie, which is coming out July 26th, 2024, which will be wrapping up Marvel Phase 5. And you would think, Jenz, you would think, I'm running out of breath just going through all of those things. You would think that that's where they'd be like, okay, you know what?
That's more than enough.
That's more than enough. We'll see you guys at D23 in a couple of months. Enjoy the rest of your San Diego Comic-Con. We'll see you guys next time. But Kevin Feige took off his little cap and said, you know what? No, we're not done yet. Here's Phase 6, or at least the start of Phase 6. And all hate erupted. So starting off Phase 6, Jenz, right at the end of 2024, November 8th, we are getting Fantastic Four, the movie. Finally, Fantastic Four's hitting our screens once more. Very excited for this. This is going to kick off probably like the biggest kind of like phase, I would assume. Because Fantastic Four is a very important family in the whole Marvel sort of ecosystem and whatnot. A lot surrounds the Fantastic Four. So this is going to kickstart a whole bunch. And
we haven't seen them.
No, we haven't seen them since 2006, I want to say. 2007?
Yeah, it's long, like when I was growing up, basically.
Actually, no, sorry. Holy shit, I totally forgot about the other Fantastic Four movie. Wow, okay.
Oh, no.
So, we had the two Fantastic Four movies, Fantastic Four and then Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, 2005 and 2007. And then I totally forgot, Jenz, we had Fantastic Four, the 2015 reboot of them, which was critically panned out. You know what? I successfully erased that from my memory. Wow, I'm very proud of myself. Yeah. Yes. Doesn't do too good.
Damn it.
Honestly, watch it if you want to laugh. But
it's got 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, it's horrible.
Oh, wow.
I would not recommend watching it. But if you have a spare hour or two and you're like, you know what, I want to watch a comedy movie. Yeah, give that a go.
Interesting.
Give that a go. So we're actually, hopefully, I shouldn't say actually, we are hopefully getting a decent Fantastic Four movie November 8th, 2024. Which, like I said, is probably going to kickstart a whole bunch. Which does look like it's going to, because the movie that directly comes after that is May 2nd, 2025, Jenz. Kevin Feige gave us all the way up to 2025. May 2nd, Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. Gonna be nuts. You think that would be like, that's probably going to wrap up like the whole big... Nah. Avengers, Secret Wars, coming out November 7th, 2025, a couple of months after that.
Dude, 2025 is going to be a banger.
Honestly, that's going to be a big year. Yeah. And there's probably like that's the very early stages of Phase 6. I'm assuming next year we're probably going to get a little bit more fleshed out. I'm assuming, I'm not too sure at this stage, like who knows. But like we could see like a Disney Plus show or two like in between Fantastic Four and the first Avengers movie, and then between Avengers and the second Avengers movie. But again, if they do something very similar to like what they did with Infinity War and Endgame, they're probably going to do radio silence between the first Avengers movie and the second Avengers movie, which would be great, because that really did add to like the whole like atmosphere and like the eeriness of like, oh shit, what's happened kind of. So I'm assuming they're probably going to do that. And they're going to have radio silence between May 2nd and November 7th. There's just going to be nothing, but
that's a long time of nothing.
Yeah, I'm open to be to being,
waiting,
proven wrong.
Oh yeah.
Please, Marvel, prove me wrong if you want. But yeah, it's a very exciting time to be a Marvel fan. I did see Jenz as well said it as well before we started recording, but we've both seen a bunch of people on Twitter being like, you know what, doesn't look like that exciting. I'm not too big of a fan of Marvel anymore. I'll watch only I'm like, mate, this is exciting. Like, I don't know what you're looking at, but this is exciting for me. I don't know.
I agree. I like Marvel. So I'm happy for more Marvel. Yeah. I'm not sick of superhero movies, to be fair.
No. And like, look, I'm not saying that they're like the bee's knees and they should all get Academy Awards and things like that. No. They're great popcorn movies, but they're just entertaining.
Fun movies.
Like, yeah. Which is what movies are meant to be kind of at the end of the day. They're entertaining,
Yeah.
Like, but it's,
I mean, that's why.
But out of this list too, Jenz, is there anything that like, that jumps out to you as being like, holy shit, I cannot wait for this? Like, other than Loki. Other than Loki season 2.
I'm really excited for an Agatha TV show because I love Agatha Christie. That's interesting. I'm curious about the Marvels because that's been spoken about for I don't know how long now.
Yeah.
And Ironheart because it's been quite a while since we've seen Iron Man.
I would recommend, Jenz, if you can, read some of the Ironheart comics.
Okay.
Give them a go. I can send you a couple afterwards because I do have a couple saved. And yeah, they're kind of entertaining. I do enjoy them. I read a little bit of them when they sort of refreshed the whole Marvel lineup like a couple of years ago. Because I was interested to see like what they were going to kind of do. Because like in the comics as well, they were kind of leaning away from using like Tony Stark as Iron Man, like kind of trying to see what else they can kind of do and things like that. And she's a very interesting character. So I would give it a go. And then also watch Daredevil on Netflix.
Yeah, I should.
Actually, no, not on Netflix anymore. On Disney Plus, they moved it over to Disney Plus.
Oh, did they?
Right. Yeah, all the Netflix shows moved over to Disney, maybe a month or so ago.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Give or take. So
I saw that Breaking Bad is coming off of Netflix in 2025 or something.
Which doesn't matter for us because I don't think it's on our Netflix. I think it's I think that's on American Netflix.
Oh yeah, because we have it on Stan.
We have it on Stan over here. Yeah.
That's right.
But still, that'll be if you haven't watched. If you're in anywhere that gets American Netflix or somehow get American Netflix, please watch Breaking Bad.
So good, and then watch Better Call Saul.
And then watch Better Call Saul. Yeah, that's also on our list of things, but it's one of those things. Probably going to take us a minute to get to because there's a fair few seasons. They're like up to season 7 now. I think.
Oh, you haven't started any of them?
No.
Oh. Yeah. Look, all
Not
I'm
yet.
saying is for someone, if you liked Breaking Bad, this is basically your like Breaking Bad needs,
Yes, yeah.
So
and there's also the Breaking
recommend.
Bad. There's also the follow-up movie that
the Jesse
sort of wraps up Jesse's sort of story arc as well on Netflix
El
too.
Cantino or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. So give that a watch too. That's quite enjoyable as well.
Yeah.
I remember we were down at PAX, I think, when that came out, and I ended up watching. I watched that in the Airbnb.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not waiting until I go back. I want to watch this now. Like,
fair.
Yeah. So, there's a bunch. But, anyways, Jenz, before we wrap up for the week, because we're almost just under an hour now. Before we wrap up, was there anything else you wanted to add on before we do go?
No.
Yeah, no, nothing from me either. Otherwise, like I said at the start of the episode, guys, make sure you are liked and subscribed and things like that because there's a bunch of content coming soon in the pipeline. So you want to be the first to be notified when that hits the sub box. But as always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And we should hopefully see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.